Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome to another spoiler video here with just the right amount of people around. Say hi guys.
Hi guys.
Oh wow, you guys are both so funny. Wow.
wasn't even rehearsed or anything.
Yeah.
We didn't practice for hours.
Humor.
You didn't practice for a shitty joke.
All right. Hey, we know why we're all here.
Do we?
We do.
A lot of people just click on videos at random, so you gotta make sure. Anyways, so tonight we've got green spoilers. So this should be interesting. We'll see how this goes. No.
Colin, are you sure? Do you need like a bottle of tequila near you?
Some Tums for your stomach right now. You stressed out?
I might just some poison or something.
What'd you do if like halfway into these? He's like, "Oh, my arm hurts." Oh, and he collapses on the ground.
That'd be terrible. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Let me pull it up. All right, go ahead, start.
All right, we got the final ruler, Seal, ancestor of the priestess.
Ooh.
It's an elf with judgment of 1 green. It's a 1-cost judgment. Energize of 1.
Okay.
Win. At the end of your turn, attach target aura in your graveyard to this card. Who's there? Lend me your body, you say. Can't be helped. Just this once. Look at McKay.
Wait, lending your body, but this isn't Valentina. So other people can possess bodies besides Valentina?
They're saying in Facebook chat that it's who wants to get this one?
Huh.
I'll get it. Okay, it's Phantom Wind Fiethsing.
Oh, I didn't know we're ready to go to the back side.
Yeah, I thought
I was focusing on the front.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna comment on this.
I was talking about the possession, and then Joey's like, yeah, they said in the comments, and I was waiting for like something to follow up.
No, because there's a spoiler.
Joey, me saying, hey, so someone besides, I said, so someone besides Valentina can possess bodies, and Joey's like, yeah, they said that in the comments. That doesn't add anything to the conversation. That adds nothing.
No, I was gonna finish my sentence. They said in the comments that it's Fiethsing possessing her. But,
okay, so why didn't you? Why didn't you finish?
It's a spoiler.
Look
People
at McKay.
might not know, man.
McKay looks super cute. Look at him. He's all, oh, I'm holding you.
Okay, how do you attach an aura to a ruler?
We'll find out.
Joey.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not like it's gonna add any bonus effects.
It's just saying add an aura. It's not saying add an addition aura or anything. It just say add an aura. It doesn't say that aura does anything.
It's probably gonna be like if you have X amount of auras. Yeah. Okay, so backside Joey is Phantom Wind Fiethsing. She's a 1,000 J ruler elf.
Are you doing this on Oscar?
Yeah.
It says when this card enters the field, choose up to 1 for each aura attached to this card. Put 4+1/+1 counters on target resonator you control, or put 2 400 Wind Spirit resonator tokens with flying into the field. What did it say? I already lost it. Spirit, not elves.
Spirit resonator tokens with flying into the field.
Or recover up to 3 target magic stones. That's cool. Or you gain 1,000 life. Or draw 2 cards. Or this card deals 800 damage to target J resonator.
That's ridiculous.
This card gains imperishable as long as there are 3 or more auras attached to it.
What?
When this card is destroyed, remove all auras attached to it from the game.
Oh no, at least they balanced that one out at the end there.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. No, this is ridiculous. All right. This is how I always judge J rulers and stuff like that. Let's do absolute worst. You got a 1-cost 1,000 body. That's super good on its own.
And and then unless those auras are amazing, you're probably not even running that many of them.
No, because we've seen the auras, Oscar. There's
not all of them. There could be more.
Yeah, but I'm saying the ones we've seen, with the exception of like 1 or 2, they've all been at minimum decent. No, with the exception of 1, I think they've all been at minimum decent. Almost all of them have been around that 1-cost range, and with these effects, there's no reason not to run them inside of your deck. If you're able to rest a resonator or draw a card and put it into your graveyard, and then for free attach it onto this ruler.
Yeah, but I mean, then you're running green, white, or green whatever card, because there's no green ones yet. There's no green aura yet.
Yeah, but we've never seen a mono green deck in the current meta.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
So,
we
I'm
almost
not gonna
always
put
see
it down right now.
three-colored decks.
This won't be that great of a ruler, and Colin's speaking out for nothing.
I'm not saying Sherry's still better. I'm saying the one cost judgment at minimum I think is too weak or too strong. To judgment, let's say because there's no way you're not going to have 3 auras in your graveyard to attach to this. There's no way. So you have 3 auras attached to it at minimum. So for 1 will, you get a 1,000 body with imperishable, and you get to recover 3 stones. So let's say you played 2 things and judgmented, or played 1 thing that would cost 2 and judgmented. It's like none of that happened. You recover 3 stones. You get to get 1,000 life, and you get to like draw 2 cards. Let's say you do obviously it's a ton of versatile effects depending on what deck what you're playing against, but you now have all your recovered stones. You have 2 to play with your 2 cards you just drew. You have 1,000 life if maybe you're stalling the game out to attach those auras to this card. So you took some damage, and now you've got this body, and maybe you could do damage to get rid of something that was doing damage to you or something like that. Like a lot of versatility if you're putting cards on the field. This buffs those cards on the field, or if you need field population, now you have flyers, vanilla flyers. I don't know how stacking works. If you could put those flyers on the field, then put counters on those flyers, would that work, Joe?
Yeah, probably, because I mean, if you're, damn it, how am I trying to say this? You have the priorities. So you're stacking it how you want it to. You say this is resolving first, then I'm gonna resolve this. Now that last one's resolving.
I don't think so. I think you so like it says when this card enters the field, and it says choose up to 1 for each aura attached to this card. You're still choosing them in order though.
Right.
I think.
No, you're not choosing them in order. You're choosing whichever ones you want to resolve first, because you're controlling each of these abilities. So I can choose to do those spirits, put the spirits into play, and being like, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put the counters on those spirits.
But do you have to choose all the effects at the beginning and then choose their stackage, so they'd have to have a target?
Yeah, exactly.
No. I think you choose what the effects do. They all trigger when you hit the field. It's like it should read like when this card enters the field, you choose your effects, and then you continue the dialogue. So like field, put 4+1/+1 counters on target resonator you control. Put 2 4/4 wind spirit resonator tokens with flying into the field, and then let's say you and then like next it would be like cards, and then this card deals 800 damage to target J resonator. So like you're choosing all the effects, but they're still happening in the top down. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to put your counters on the wind spirit.
Yeah. If a judge is watching, just let us know in the comments below, please.
It doesn't make any sense that you get to.
Point that has nothing to do with. But
Right.
I think
it does. She would be way better.
She's not Sherry strong, so I'll give him that. It's technically because of not being able to give barrier. I don't think it's fair or strong. Although it's not fair or strong, but it's still really good. And it also, I guess it depends on what support it might get, but it's definitely. I think it's stronger than most rulers.
So
we've never seen a weak green ruler.
I'm gonna play devil advocate. Obviously, we've seen weak green rulers.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we have.
Gil is super strong. It just unfortunate because of the counter that was printed for Sherry. It hasn't seen play, but Gil is super strong. Sherry's super strong. Did Farrah come out this cluster? Yeah, Farrah is super strong, and those are the 3 green rulers. And then we got this one. So there hasn't been.
But I thought we were talking about like past green rulers also.
No, I said this cluster.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm obviously gonna play devil's advocate. I do think the card is really strong, and I think it's stronger than. Hold on, I'm going too far. I think it's stronger than a lot of people are gonna realize. I think the only reason this card isn't gonna see any play is because people are gonna play Sherry, and they can empty your graveyard.
Yeah.
Without being chased and everything. So here's the thing, though. And honestly, this could probably get past that if you're playing like control, like a control deck. I actually think this is probably going to be better, maybe better than Sherry. I don't know. I haven't played Sherry, but So here's the thing that I think the reason this is somewhat balanced. So like you only attach one aura per turn. So she has to. She's not going to be imperishable until turn 3, until your turn 3. She's not going to get half of her effects. I think there were 8 effects. Were there? I don't know. I was kind of
the point isn't. Well, 2 things real quick, Jay. One, the point isn't how many effects she can get. I mean, that's a sub thing. But the point is the versatility of the effects. Like, Sherry isn't strong because you can play all 5 cards at once. She's strong because you have a choice of which cards you get to play at different points of the game. So this you can choose depending on how you're doing, how your opponent's doing, and all that. But that's why I said it also depends on the support she gets. Because I can definitely see them playing, an addition or a resonator or something like that. That is a resonator that's like, when this enters the field, put target aura from your graveyard onto your ruler, or something to that effect, to speed up her process.
Maybe, but
still at the end of the day,
I feel like she has to be gated by that one aura on your ruler per turn clause that she has on her front side. Otherwise,
she's 100% not going to be, because it's green.
Okay.
I mean, I'm being 100% serious though. I would be very. I mean, maybe that's what Jeff fixed, is maybe they had a bunch of stuff that would attach auras faster, and he got rid of that or something like that. But I would be very surprised if they don't have a way to attach auras outside of her effect inside of this set that we'll see.
We do have like 3 more cards to go through, so.
All right, well, I guess we'll move on. But like, my biggest problem, besides the versatility of effects, this has always been a problem, is why do they keep typing? You could stop typing at some point and it's still a great ruler. But my biggest problem is the judgment being 1, especially when she has effect to recover 3 stones. Make her judgment 3, and that way you could always have a default thing to basically make her judgment free. But right now her judgment, if you use that effect, is -2 essentially. And that's just weird.
I think that's probably going to be the biggest problem with her, because like it's slightly balanced in like, you have to wait, like you can't play her judgment on turn 1, otherwise you don't get any value from her. Like, I don't agree. Like, I think at 10/10 for like 1 mana, yeah, it's strong, but like you stop calling stones, like you can kill her. I don't know. But like, you lose a lot of tempo with that.
Yeah, but in a pinch, like I said, 1 cost 1,000 body is nothing to sneeze at, with at minimum 1 or 2 effects. And then in Wander, I think this will be really strong with high speed dash, being able just to bounce this back and forth for 1 will comes in, recover stone, high speed dash it back, and then play a bunch of stuff.
But that's Wander. That's like, this card, I agree, would probably be pretty good in Wander.
Pretty bon.
We'll
move on. All right,
she's
Joey, next one.
Winds of Guidance.
Oh my God! You read it, Oscar?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Winds of Guidance. Search your deck for 3 chants and put them into your graveyard, then shuffle your deck.
And this chant is an aura itself. This chant is an aura that you can search your deck for 3 auras and put them into your graveyard. No, this answers the question of Oscar saying, is there any playable auras that you would put in the green deck? It doesn't matter what color they are now. You just need this one to put them in your graveyard.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I see it.
And then you have an engine. Have 4 auras attached to her 4 turns later, right?
This literally gives you play this turn 2, and then you never have to worry about playing an aura for the rest of the game, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get her max effect, you still need to play 2 more auras.
I'm glad they didn't make this quick cast. They showed restraint. I'll give them that. They didn't make this quick cast.
That one was. I mean, there's no reason for that quick cast. I mean, obviously there is a reason you can hold up like.
But they didn't. They didn't have to make this card an aura. Yeah. There's no reason to make this chant an aura.
I don't know. If Fiethsing does become a thing, then this is a really good card. Probably a really good card. If she
I think Fiethsing will become a thing if bans come out against Sherry. Sherry's support.
This is something I was thinking about. Sherry is like a really soft like counter to her, because every turn you're putting one of your auras from the graveyard to your ruler. So like she can only ever remove like maybe 1 or 2 auras, and then you can like keep playing them.
Well, no, if you play this card in response, they just remove your graveyard, and you're super.
Right. I agree. Like this card, it counters that card, but it doesn't counter like just playing auras and steadily getting them onto your ruler.
We'll keep looking at the support, but I'll get my thoughts in a bit.
Oh,
so next,
this card looks awesome.
Cecile and Tia. That's a 4 cost 1,000 elf. Don't have enough of those. 1 green. This card deals 100 damage to target J Resonator. Interesting. Tap. Recover 2 target Magic Stones. Oh. Huh.
I think this is pretty.
It's okay.
This would be really good inside Fair, first off.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I guess it depends on what you're playing.
2, I could see this being kind of good. I don't know. It depends on the sport, but I could see this being kind of good because
it looks great in Epic Stories, right?
Yep.
It's just like a green for 100 damage is like really bad.
Yeah, but being able to recover, you could pay 2 to, yeah. I feel like there's got to be something else that goes with this card that makes it more.
What, broken?
Yeah, I mean the damage effect
is
weird, but
it's just not enough. Like it would be good in like a fast ramp or like a hard ramp, like where you have a ton of mana. Then you can like spend 7 of it to deal 700 damage, but that's still like pretty trash.
Well, bring us home with this last one, Oscar.
And the last one is a special magic stone. It's Ethereal Wind Magic Stone. Tap, produce green. It says banish this card. Put an aura from your removed area into your hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why from the removed area. I guess if your ruler was destroyed.
No. There's weren't there are resonators that removed auras from your graveyard.
Yeah, the Grimia does it.
Okay.
There might be more.
I don't know if that's worth banishing a stone for, but
yeah, no, I think it's not a good card, not a good stone. But
okay. So the point that I was sort of getting, thinking in my head is like, imagine this. Imagine Sherry gets banned, and we're like, Joey's like, all right, Kirik will become the highest played ruler, which it probably will be, but I don't think it'd be a Sherry level. I think we'd see Kirik's topping GPs and stuff, but we'd see a pretty diverse thing. Oscar and I think we're talking about that because people are sort of defaulting to Sherry to both, and the way to counter Sherry, the best way to do it is by playing other Sherrys. And it's this sort of weird thing, and with Kirik, you're able to counter it with other decks, and we see this sort of diverse thing. My fear is with this type of ruler, if Sherry was banned, this would just replace Sherry, because I feel like this card and green decks in general, this has the potential to rival Kirik as
I completely disagree. I think Kirik would smash this card back to nowhere.
I don't think
like,
so, because
this is a like hard control. Like
think of it this way: with the Kiriks that are topping GPs, what is their main thing? What are they doing?
They're killing you in like 3-4 turns.
What are they doing though? Like, how are they killing you?
They're playing Pial and they're playing Pig and then Pial and Mount Dragon, and then giving them swiftness and like hitting your face really hard.
So,
like
my first question is, can you choose one of these abilities twice?
No. That would be absolutely perfect.
Because it just says choose up to 1 for each aura attached to this card.
Yeah, it's just one of each.
Okay, if you say so. But so let's say that. So turn 2. So you go, or I guess it'd be. Let's say you went first. So you're coming into your turn for turn 3. So you got 2 stones. Something like that. For 1 cost, you can judgment, and you have 2 auras attached to this. You can kill PL or some other type of resonator that's on the field, and you can possibly put 2 flying bodies on the field, or you can like gain life to bring yourself back, or you can recover stones. I don't know if the recover stones would necessarily be worth it. It would depend on what you're playing. But I feel like the way that it works, and then being inside of a green deck that already runs cancels and Lorites and all of that type of effects, that Sherry already beats out Kirik right now currently. One of the reasons it beats out Kirik is because of the sheer amount of counters, and those counters, for the most part, migrate into this deck. And then on top of that, you do something that Sherry doesn't. Yeah, Sherry gets extra cards, but the thing that you get is super cheap J activation with a pretty big body on the field and essentially a bunch of free effects that you get for free by playing other stuff in the similar way that Sherry almost does. She gets free effects by playing other stuff.
Yeah, and Carrick gets free effects and free cards by playing but that's not the point.
Not by playing. Carrick gets free effects by paying for effects. Carrick, that's why I still stand that Carrick is not as good as Sherry, because he doesn't get free effects by the natural definition. You still have to pay to get the field to
but
play.
The cost is so low, it hardly matters.
Yeah, but it's still a more expensive cost than 0, which is what she has. And it's going to depend on what support she gets. I think that's what it's going to come down to. But my gut feeling is once all the support comes out for her,
I don't think there's aura. There's going to be good auras for her. We've already seen.
I'm not talking about aura. I think she's set for aura with that 2 cost. I think that 2 cost sets her. So I'm not too worried about strong aura cards. My thing is like we saw the elf here. Well, I guess, like I said, some card that attaches auras outside of her passive ability would be the first thing to look out for. And a second thing would be elf support. Like if Cecile and Tia was a 3 cost or something like that, then that might start looking viable. But like stuff like that, like bodies.
She doesn't have anything to do with elves.
She herself is an elf, so she can combo with stuff that was being ran in Farah that worked with elves. Or stuff that might come out, because it looks like they're heading. They keep introducing more and more elf cards, and so elves just are super easy to slot into decks with even the tiniest bit of support. So Fitz, you're fine. But yeah, my gut feeling is just I think that she at minimum has the potential to be stronger than Carrick is right now.
I completely disagree, but that's
we'll see how it pans out with the rest of the spoilers, but more importantly when the whole set's released, because with Fox everyone was dismissed that until not even spoilers were done, when the whole set thing was released, and that's when we finally saw Chimera that drew out the stones, and Fox became broken as crap.
I think if we lost Sherry, I think Gil would be better than Fiethsing. Like I think Gil would be the first one to
Gil.
Over,
yeah, I guess
like,
Gil's getting a lot of good
Like,
support.
I just this is good. It's just not. It's not threatening. Like with all the other stuff that's out there.
But we've only seen one support card for her. Is my point.
Yeah,
and that one support card that we've seen is super freaking good for her, and so that's why I'm saying we've seen her the ruler and one support card, and that's already like enough to at minimum make a fun deck that works pretty decently. But
it's just so like that card. I just don't feel like it's. I just don't think it's very good. Like you're playing a card to do nothing but fill your graveyard up with auras, but like you should already be doing that. Like I don't know, maybe not.
It just depends on your strategy. Like I said, you could do that, and then you don't have to stuff your deck with aura cards that you might not want to play. You just stuff it with a crap ton of counters and stuff like that. And you could maybe purposely run like a 44 card deck, because you're going to just cycle out 3 of those as soon as you possibly can.
You probably if you're gonna run this, you'd probably just run 4 of these and then just chuck all of them in the graveyard.
That's a good point, actually. Just run a playset of those and nothing else. Yeah,
it does thin your deck pretty nice. Like
my ultimate point is like was like what I was saying before. Like all the green rulers seem super good, and this is clearly no exception to at minimum being super good for compared to. Almost every ruler we've seen besides the other green rulers and maybe like Carrick. I think it'll just by default, I guess, yeah, it just depends on the support cards, but on its own, it's already stronger than every other ruler on its own besides like Sherry and maybe Carrick, without taking into account support cards.
I'd
so
say
that's my
Gil
initial
is better
point.
than a couple others, but yeah.
You think Gil without any of his support cards, just the ruler by itself, would be better than this? I'm boiling it down because we haven't seen her support cards besides one. So just based on the face value of the rulers, I would say Gil would probably drop out of that. But this, Farrer and Sherry would still probably be the top 3 rulers, and then Kirik, and then any other rulers.
I mean, yeah, if you make that point, I see Gil falling out.
And then Gil is only good because you just run a deck that completely supports him, and he becomes just badonkadonk, like ridiculous.
Badonkadonk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can follow the same logic with this. Once we see support, any type of support card, she might not be as reliant. She's not nearly as reliant. I mean, she's reliant on her graveyard, but not nearly as so as Gil needs his graveyard to survive.
The difference is this: like, Gil, when you flip him, supports your what are they called? What are the stupid
Elementals?
No, your spirit magic chance.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So like you flip Gil and makes all of your spirit magic chance way stronger. So if you print good spirit magic chance, it makes Gil broken because he enables you to play stuff like zero cost cancel and low-ice deletion magic and stuff. The problem with Fiethsing is like the auras support Fiethsing. So like you can't print good auras and have that, like, she doesn't make any of the other cards better. All the other cards make her better, and she's like she has already hit her max strength.
No, that's my point though. Like you attach auras to her.
The only support she would get is attaching auras to her. There's nothing else you can make that will make her stronger.
2 things. One, that's what I'm saying though, is that alone could make her badonkadonk strong, because if you're able to attach more than one aura to her per turn, let's say you're able to make it so that you're able to attach 2 auras per turn. So by turn 3, you have 4 auras attached to her. That's really strong.
Right, and I kind of agree with that. Yeah, and that would be much better.
And you can add support in the way that I'm saying, like, she's an elf. You can add support in the way of
there's nothing like elves. There's no support. There's no elves that support her though.
No, I'm saying
elves.
I was just saying there's a bunch of elves that you can slot on your deck. She herself is an elf, so all you need is a card that supports elves, and she gets elevated up in a way that Sherry isn't, because Sherry doesn't run elves, isn't an elf. Something that buffs elves, or like elf rulers you control.
You just rather play Farrer though. There's no reason to play like some kind of weird elf deck without just playing Farrer. He's better for like every way for elves.
It would depend, because Farrer himself is not an elf. So my point.
There's an elf.
Is he an elf?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's 100% an elf. That's why he can give himself barrier and +4/+4.
Okay.
There's no reason to play. Yeah.
No, but I already said like Farrer might be better because for nothing else than the barrier he gives. Like that's the only reason. His buff doesn't matter, because counters are better than a buff. I forget what the other thing he does.
My other thing about this is like, I forget. Can Kirik burn J resonators?
Yeah, on his J activated side. Okay. Yeah.
I just like you play this, and then like Kirik can just deal with it by J activating, and then you've like wasted a calling a stone a turn, and they have their J ruler out. I don't know. I just don't think
you don't waste it, because you recovered 3 stones, so you're able to play whatever you wanted to play multiple times over. And like I said, if like say one support option that for example that works for her, that doesn't work for Sherry and doesn't work for Farrer, is if they reprint something like high speed dash. That would be ridiculously strong with her, because being able to flip and do that stuff over and over again, that's an example of something that works with her, a support card that would work for her, that technically could be used on other rulers, but isn't nearly as good and would make her like over the top strong.
I agree. If they printed high speed dash, I could see this being a lot more of a threat. But if you could blink her like in and out of her J ruler side, I think that'd be enough for me to say maybe that like she would be good enough to play.
Yeah.
Because like if you kill her, she loses all of her auras. So like it doesn't matter if she has imperishable. You need to spend another 5-6 turns attaching auras to her. So, but if there's some way to bring her back out, yeah.
So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. What support cards I think is what will make or break it, but I still hold to just on its own, still super strong. We've had one cost flip rulers, and they always are super balanced stat wise. Usually, like for example, like flute and stuff, and stats and abilities. The one cost brings everything down, and I just feel like for one cost, this is way more than we usually get for one cost flip rulers.
I just also want to jump in real quick that I did verify with the judge, and Joey's method was right. You go in order of the card, not stack it in any order like I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do think this is a really good card, and I think there's a lot of good, like we've already seen a ton of good auras too. Like there's the recover target J resonator, which you can use with her. Aura is an aura. The rest target resonator is an aura, right? The red card, like we just saw, which is pretty good if I remember, was an aura.
Yeah, there's good auras. No green ones besides the one we just saw. But like you said, Joey, I think your best strat is just running a playset of those.
I think my favorite part of this spoiler video is people are going to be like, "Oh, look, green spoilers. Oh man, what about Colin's reaction in this? Whoa, 28-minute video."
It's fine.
Yeah,
all right, yeah. Thanks, you guys.
He really goes off in this video.
If you guys are still here, put Team Colin. If you agreed with Joey, put Team Colin. And if you agree with me, put Team Colin. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.